follow all the steps I show you in this video, you will definitely find the problem and you will repair your mini electric quad. Hi guys, and welcome to next video from Mini Bike Store video blog. On our video blog you can actually find many videos how to repair the petrol mini bikes, the petrol mini quads or dog bikes. But what about the electric ones? The electric ones are getting very popular now. 80% of the bikes we sell they are all electric. So in today's video I want to show you how to repair the mini electric quad or dirt bike or pocket bike, wherever you have, or even the scooter. I will show you step by step how to test each equipment of the bike and how to find out where is the problem, which part you need to replace or what to do to fix it. So this video will be a little bit longer today, but it will show you step by step what you have to test one by one if you get any problems with the electric quad or electric dirt bike. If it's lying in the shed for a year or two and you want to bring it to life, this video is for you. So if you have any problems with the mini electric vehicle, the first thing you have to do, you have to visually check all the cables and connections. So look at the cables, make sure everything is properly connected. You cannot see any damaged cable or disconnected connection. You have to remember that in the controller not all plugs will be always connected from the factory. There may be plugs which are not connected at all, so don't worry about them. Just make sure every plug from the equipment from the bike, which is coming from the brake sensors or from the switch, they are all connected to the controller. So we always recommend to first check all the cables visually. The next thing is make sure you check the fuse. Here in this box, in this red box, is the main fuse. So open it. The best way is to remove the fuse, make sure it's not burned inside, and then put the fuse back. In some cases there may be also fuse inside the battery box, so it's good to open the battery box and make sure all the cables are properly connected to the battery box, so the cables are not pulled out or the screw get loosened or the fuse inside the battery box is damaged. So always open the battery box as well and make sure check the cables and the fuse inside the battery box if you have one. If this quick check does not fix the problem, then you will actually need two things. One, it will be multimeter. It can be one like this, where you can read the DC voltage. See, here we can read the DC voltage, and also we can read the resistance. We will also need this function in the multimeter. And also you will need the wire like this, just a short wire where you can shortcut some plugs. I will show you later which ones. The first step will be to check if your charger is actually working, if it's charging your batteries. For this you will need the multimeter. Set the multimeter for voltage reading and set for DC. Now connect your charger into the wall socket. We have the green lights here. And now insert the voltage meter into the plug number 1 and number 3, just like this, and check if you get the voltage. Here you can see we get 53.9 volts, so the charger is working. So we need to find the problem somewhere else. Next, open the charging socket and check the pins inside. Make sure the pins are okay, there is no rust on it or any of them is not damaged. Check the cables behind the charging port, make sure they are not disconnected or not twisted together. Follow the charging port to the controller. Make sure it's properly connected. Just here, it has to be connected to charging port in the controller. Next, check the batteries. You will also need the multimeter with the DC reading set. And what we'll do, we will test each battery separate and then test all the batteries together. Because sometimes what's happened, only one battery can be low voltage in the system, and if the system, in this case it's a 48 volt and one battery will be down, there will be no power, enough power going to the controller. So we have to test each battery separate. So just simply use the multimeter and connect each battery separate. Here we can get 12.8 volt. Here we have 12.8, so it's okay. Now let's test this one. Here you get also 12.8 volt, this is okay. And then the last one. 12.9. So all the batteries here are okay. Here we have the last one negative and the positive. And we see we get 51.5 volts of the whole package. This is 48 volt quad. So this is okay. We have enough voltage so batteries and charger are okay in this case. If you have 36 volt quad, you will only have 3 batteries. And you should get around 40 to 42 volts of the whole package when the batteries are fully charged. If you get anything under 36 volts, this means that the battery may be faulty and the batteries may need to be replaced. The next step you should follow will be brake sensors. So we will need to check the brake sensors. On each brake lever there is a sensor which is connected to the controller, and when the sensor is activated, when the child presses the brake, the sensor will disconnect the motor, so motor will not run. Even if the throttle is on, the motor will not run. This causes many problems. This sensors, it's a safety feature, it has to be here, but sometimes if it gets wet or it gets damaged, it may get some problems. In some electric quads there also will be foot switch on just here on the right hand side, and the foot switch works exactly the same as a brake sensor. It's an open-closed circuit. So when the circuit is open, then the motor will run, the controller receives the signal that the brake is closed. And when you press the brake lever, the circuit will close and the controller will receive signal that the brake is pressed and it will disconnect the motor. So this may get some troubles, and we will test it right now. The easiest way to check it is just simply follow the cable from the brake sensor. In this case it's this one. Follow it to controller and disconnect it. In this position the circuit is open, and even if there is a fault in the brake system, the bike should run. We can do that with the same with the other side, or with the foot switch if you have one. So you can follow and disconnect all the brake systems. Here we have one. Here is the second one. So I disconnected both now. See, the motor is running. Even if I press the brake lever, it's still running. So the brake sensor is disconnected from the controller. So if you find out that your quad or bike will be running after you disconnect the brake sensor, you will need the new brake levers with the brake sensor, as there will be a fault, or maybe it's rusty, damaged inside, or just the cable is damaged on the brake sensor. I will show you now how to test the brake lever sensor. Here is the plug from the right hand side brake sensor. I will insert the other plug, just it's easier for me to put the multimeter in it. You need to set the multimeter on the resistance. Then here I will set so it will get noise when the circuit is closed, and there will be no noise when the circuit is open. So once we have this, you need to insert the multimeter on both sides. See, there is no noise at the moment, so the circuit is open. And when I press the brake lever, the circuit will close. And we can get the noise, so it means the brake lever is working properly. If you don't get this noise, it means that your brake lever needs to be replaced. Here everything is working fine with brake, so we can connect it back to the controller. Next, let's move to the key switch. This can also be a problem. It can be rusty inside or damaged inside. Basically, if you turn on the key, you should have the lights here on the battery display. Even if the battery is low, you should get just one light. If you don't add anything, no signal, no lights, no horn or anything, you may have problem with your key switch. And I will show now how to test the key switch. You will need to find the plug where the key switch is connected. In this case, it's this one here. It says power switch on the controller plug, and this one here is for the key switch. This system also works as an open-close circuit, so you can test it the same way as we did with the brake lever sensors. So first we will test the key to make sure it close and open circuit. So I will insert this again just for easy installation of the multimeter. And see, now the key is off, the circuit is open, and when I turn the key on, see, we have the noise. So the multimeter shows us that this key switch is functioned properly. So we check this with resistance on the multimeter, and now we can check this switch here. So simply we need to shortcut this as well with this wire here. See, when we shortcut this, the controller turns on, so we have the power now. And you can see the quad is working. So this is how you test your key on your mini electric ATV. Here everything is working, so we'll connect it back together. After you check the ignition switch and the ignition is working for you, the next step is check the twist throttle and make sure the twist throttle is working properly, is sending signal to your controller. Like here, see, it is working. So when we twist it, the motor is running. But sometimes you may get damaged the twist throttle inside and it will be not working. So here it is how you test it. So before you start this test, you need to make sure that the wheels are lifted in the air. Even if it's quad or dirt bike, it is in the air. For safety, you can also remove the chain from the motor because the motor will spin on the full power. If you have a quad, you need to set the speed to reverse or forward. Doesn't matter which one, it cannot be on the neutral. It has to be on the gear. If you have a dirt bike, you don't have to be worried about the switch. And here it is how you test it. To test the twist throttle, you need to find first the plug for throttle. This one here, it can be a 3 cable or 4 cable plug. In this case it's a 3 cable plug because we have separate plug for the battery display. But in some cases there will be 4 cable plug because the battery display and the throttle will be actually in the same plug. If you look to this plug, we have 3 cables here. We have the black one on the middle, the red one and the gray one. In some cases these cables can have different colors, but there will be always a black one. So you need to use this piece of wire and shortcut. In this case will be the gray one and the red one. And make sure everything is on, the ignition is on, the switch for the gear is on. You have the wheels in the air and you can short it. And you can see when we short this cable, the motor is running. If this happens to you, then it means that your twist throttle is damaged and you need to replace the twist throttle. So this is how you test the twist throttle on your mini electric bike. If you own mini ATV, the problem can be also in the switch. This switch is for the changing gear from forward to neutral and to reverse. And I'll show you now how to test this switch here. To test this switch, we will need a multimeter again. We need to set it for DC voltage reading. And here is how you test it. You need to turn on the bike, move the switch into the forward, and follow the blue and yellow cable from the controller and test it with multimeter. Just like this, but at the same time you need to accelerate it. You can see the voltage is changing on the multimeter, so we have voltage coming from the controller to the switch. See, we get 49 volts on full speed now and 0 when it's turned off. So we are sure that we have the proper voltage coming from the controller into the switch. If you own a cross bike or scooter and you don't have this switch, you can actually test it in the plug the same way and make sure the controller is sending proper voltage to the motor. Here we are testing the switch, so from behind the switch we will also connect it and get the reading. See here also we are getting 49 volts. Doesn't matter which voltage you get. If you set the bike on the lower speed, you will get the lower voltage, but just make sure that the voltage which you're getting before the switch is the same one you are getting after the switch. So when we turn now to neutral, and we will test it now with full throttle, and we will see if we get any voltage right now. See, we are not getting any voltage, so the bike is on neutral. The switch is not sending voltage to these two cables going to motor. And now when we turn it to reverse and we check the voltage, we also get the voltage, but in opposite way. So the negative and the positive has changed. This is what the switch does. It's just change the polarity of these two cables. If it's in reverse, you will have the minus and plus. When it's on neutral, there is no power, no voltage here at all. And when it's in forward, you will get the plus here and minus here. In this case, the switch is working. So we have tested the switch. We can move to the next step. Next, let's test the motor itself. I do highly recommend that you remove the chain from the motor before performing this test. For this test, you will need to remove these two cables from the switch, or if you have a dirt bike, just disconnect it and get access to these two cables. We will connect these two cables going direct to motor directly to the batteries. So we override all the switches, override the controller. We will only test the batteries and the motor. So this is very highly recommended that you remove the chain from the motor before performing this test, as the motor will run on full speed. To perform this test, make sure the key is off. Remove these two cables from the switch here. These are the cables going direct to motor. If you have a dirt bike, then you can unplug it just to get access to these two cables. This one's here. Now on the battery, look for these cables going to controller, the main ones, and find where it is connected the red one and where is connected the black one. In this case we have the red one here and the black one here, and connect the cables into that batteries just for short time. As you can see here, the motor is running when we connect it directly. After you perform this test, you can connect the cables back. Next, we will check the switch for the speed settings. So, for example, if you get that your quad is only running on the only very slow, it can be a problem with this switch. If the switch is not connected at all, then the quad is on the slowest speed, and then when you turn the switch, this closes the circuit from one cable to black ones, like this, and then the quad is setting to the middle speed. And when you turn the key this way, then from this side you will get the connection with two black ones, like this, and the quad will change the speed to other setting. So we can test it with the multimeter. Again, we will set it for the resistance and we can test it. So we have now set it on the fastest speed, and we should get noise when there is a closed circuit. We have one here and one here, and just to make sure we check this one. So the circuit is open, this one. When we change the speed to slow, then there should be no connection at all. See, the circuit is open. Also on this cable, it's open, and when we change the speed to middle speed, then this circuit should be, see, this is how you check this switch. If you follow step by step this video, you have checked all the needed equipment to run the quad or run the pocket bike or mini dirt bike or scooter. If all the equipment you have checked all is working properly, then the problem will be in the controller here, so you will need to replace the controller. I will show you now also how to check the lights or horn if this is not working, so we'll check that quickly now. The lights and horn are all connected to the plug, red plug, this one here marked as indicator. So first what we need to do, you need to make sure to turn on the ignition, and we will check the voltage on this plug, make sure we get like 48, around 48 or 50 volts. In this case, if you have a 36 volt electric vehicle, then you should get around 38, 39 volt here. So again, we'll use the multimeter, set for voltage, DC voltage, and we'll check with multimeter the voltage we get here. Make sure you don't shortcut that. And here we get 51.1 volts. So we get the voltage here. If the lights are or horn are not working, the problem can be in the switch. We'll check the switch now. Here are the cables coming from the switches. One is for the horn and one is for the lights. And this also works as open-close circuit. So we simply disconnect both. Now I will insert this little plug which will help me to insert the multimeter here. Now multimeter we need to set for the resistance. Give us the noise when the circuit is closed. So we need to insert the multimeter into the plug. Just like this, and press the switch. See, this is the switch for the horn. When I press it, the circuit closed. So we know the switch is working. So this switch is working. We will check the second switch for the lights now. So the switch is off, and now I will turn the switch on. You can see it is also working. So we know the switches are working. So in this case, the lights and the horn are working, but if in your case you get the proper voltage here on this plug and you tested the switches are working, then the fault will be in the lights, so you will need to replace the lights. If your switch is not closing circuit by some reason, then the fault will be in the switch. Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you found this video useful. You will be able now to find the problem and repair your electric mini vehicle yourself. On our YouTube channel you will find a few more videos about the mini electric quads, dirt bikes, and how to repair them. For example, how to connect the controllers and how to connect all the equipment in the electric bikes. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and see you in the next video.